How do you handle hurt and pain? Do you express it, hide it, or change it? Sometimes sharing your suffering might lead to more damage than recovery. It's a sad fact, but some people get twisted pleasure from seeing other people suffer, even intensifying it. This unsettling mixture of jealousy and sadism, which can seriously impede personal growth, typically manifests in many areas of our lives, such as the workplace, our social circles, or even within our families. However, within each of us lies a remarkable source of strength, a hidden power just waiting to be harnessed. In this video, we'll show you 18 profound Stoic principles of Epictetus, the renowned philosopher whose insights have stood the test of time. But there's more. We cordially invite you to actively engage in this interactive journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Therefore, let's set aside the usual daily distractions and concentrate intently on what is being shared for the next important moments. Let's start with number 1. Let go of what you can't control. Even if you have a great affection for someone, you cannot force them to reciprocate. Even if you put a lot of effort into achieving your goals, you cannot ensure success. Despite your concern for the world, you are powerless to solve all of its issues. How do you handle frustration? The letdown, the rage, Epictetus, the Stoic sage. Some gave us a straightforward yet insightful lesson. Number 2, always look for the positive aspects of things. Life can often feel like an endless tempest. The secret to mastering the skill of not just hiding your weaknesses but also turning them into unwavering strength is to focus on what you can control and accept what you cannot. Consider those times when everything seems to be falling apart. For example, when you lose your job, it's tempting to give up. But what if that's the signal to pursue your dreams? You've put it on hold. Stoicism is the understanding that every setback is a prelude to a victory and not about running away from suffering. It is about finding resilience in the face of hardship. When life throws you a curveball, know that you may use your vulnerabilities to your advantage and bounce back stronger. Isn't it exciting to convert challenges into stepping stones? The 4th, carry out your obligation. Meeting your obligations involves more than just checking boxes and adhering to predetermined guidelines. It involves embracing your weaknesses and transforming your weak point into a source of strength. How often do we avoid taking on duties because they test our deepest fears and anxieties rather than because they are impossible? Accepting responsibility entails walking into the storm is about loving fiercely, fighting for what's right, and sometimes letting go when it's the hardest thing to do in this emotional journey. It's not about walking into the storm with naive optimism, but rather with a resolve that's anchored in truth. You'll experience the joy of victory and the sting of failure, but most of all, you'll learn about the tenacious strength of your spirit. Your response will shape your life's path. Life presents obstacles, and how we overcome them shapes our narrative. Epictetus was aware of this. He didn't simply preach about choose our answers, he lived it. Consider this. At difficult times, do you crumble or rise? It's simple to play the victim and give in to hopelessness over a broken relationship, a job loss, or an unforeseen setback. But here's the real deal. These times are not only challenges, they are also chances for us to change who we are, grow, and learn. They are the furnace where our character is forged and fortified, and it is during these times that we can transform our weaknesses into our strengths. Making our weakness into our strength so that when life knocks you down, you can ask yourself, will this defeat me, or will this be the fuel for my success? 6. Guilt is a trap. Keep in mind that your life story isn't about what happens to you, but rather about how you rewrite the script with every obstacle you encounter. Have you ever had the weight of guilt following you everywhere you go? This is a game we play a lot, a maze with no way out, where we blame other people and blame ourselves. And by doing so, we manage to sidestep the real difficulty with a false sense of comfort. Accepting accountability without being haunted with shame, it's a difficult journey. Without a doubt, the need to assign blame is like a siren. It may be difficult to resist, but consider this. What if, rather of allowing shame to ensnare us, we choose to confront our deeds, embrace them, and get insight from Epictetus, who reminds us that guilt is a trap and a scourge we should not allow. Describe us. We are not about pointing out flaws, but rather about coming up with fixes and becoming more resilient. Become pals with the winners. You may be familiar with the experience of being trapped in a room with someone who exudes negativity and drains all life from you. It seems as though they had the ability to transform a positive day into a dismal one. However, there are also those uncommon jewels. The kind of people who, just by being in the room, brighten the atmosphere, make you laugh, inspire you to improve, and somehow make things seem okay even on your worst day. They seem to be the cure to the chaos of life. There's more to picking who to spend time with than just who's enjoyable. It all boils down to choosing your own path. If you want to soar with the stars, why settle for energy vampires? After all, it's your voyage, your rules. Select allies that help you overcome your flaws and observe how your life changes. The eighth, a genuine riches, is a contented spirit. Never experience the weight of desiring what you lack, while the things you do have are collecting dust in the corner of your thankfulness. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, reveals a timeless truth, daring us to turn this script around. Consider this. True wealth is found in the abundance of a contented spirit, rather than in the accumulation of goods. The journey to mastering Stoicism isn't about hiding your vulnerabilities. It's about transforming them into unyielding strengths. The path lined with the realization that happiness doesn't wait at the end of a never-ending pursuit of more. Rather, it's here now in appreciating what is rather than lamenting what isn't. Number 9. How often do you truly savor the victories small and grand that you've already achieved, instead of being snared in the trap of constant craving? Failure is the only path to advancement. Therefore, don't be frightened of it. Picture a world in which your mistakes are your stepping stones and every setback presents an opportunity to grow, not just professionally, but also fundamentally. Epictetus, the Stoic sage, advocated accepting the moniker of fool because true mastery doesn't come from a flash of brilliance, but rather from a relentless pursuit that involves making many mistakes that help us get better at what we do. This is a difficult route that is fraught with frustration. Self-doubt and times when giving up seems like the only option, but there are also times when passion ignites resilience and real transformation occurs. Epictetus would say that it's not the spontaneous victory but the difficult battle that shapes us. So ask yourself if you're willing to fail spectacularly and be looked down upon only to rise stronger, wiser, and more genuine, because that's where true excellence lies, in the lovely, messy process of becoming who you're meant to be. Number 10. Disregard those who oppose you. When someone throws anger towards you, isn't it frequently a reflection of their own inner turmoil? Absorbing the venom of others' hatred without allowing it to seep into your own heart is a true testament to strength. Don't let the bitterness of another darken your spirit. Recognize their fight with Stoic ideas, but do not allow it to become yours. It's not about sugarcoating or rejecting reality. Rather, we learn how to alter bad influences in addition to protecting ourselves from them. The sting of malice is about realizing that, in the vast tapestry of life, every thread, light or dark, has a specific place for you, and that, as a person, you have the authority to decide how to weave these threads into your own narrative. Number 11. Don't hold on to just one hope, Epictetus. The ancient philosopher encouraged us to embrace a spectrum of aspirations, understanding that diversifying our dreams isn't a sign of indecision, but rather a strategy for resilience. Knowing that life's tapestry is woven with threads of myriad dreams rather than just one, he said, we should not limit ourselves to a single hope. Consider how, when one dream fades, another might take off and lead us to achievement in all its manifestations. This strategy teaches us to embrace our diverse potential rather than to be afraid of failing. It's a lesson in transformation. Our weaknesses can be transformed from what are known as our Achilles' heels into enduring and evolving strengths. Number 12. Practice humility in your life. Epictetus. In our pursuit of knowledge, humility is a subtle but powerful force that the wise Stoic understood. Imagine that you are traveling on a journey where each step you take is a step away from the loud, boastful pride of what you believe you. This journey takes you to a place where you realize how little, almost nothing, you actually know. This discovery isn't a sign of failure, but rather of liberation. It's the beginning of seeing the world with the wonder and curiosity of a kid, where every leaf, every drop of rain, and every narrative have a lesson to teach you. Epictetus invites us along this path, reminding us that knowledge is not primarily about facts, but rather about admitting our ignorance in this area of not understanding emotions. If you collide, you could experience panic. In this emotional maelstrom, when we feel the sting of vulnerability and, yes, even a hint of joy, we actually start to learn. Number 13. Released from the shackles of arrogance. Always keep in mind that death lingers and serves as a constant reminder that life is short. The wise Epictetus saw this and taught us to face the inevitable head-on, not to run away from it out of fear or ignorance. As we navigate the turbulent seas of life, burdened by the unimportant and fleeting, we frequently forget the weight of our own mortality. Since every instant of our lives is a tapestry made of decisions and deeds that ultimately culminate in death, why do we fill our days with pursuing things that won't accompany us on our journey? Our attention should be on the essence of living the love we share and the wisdom beyond the shores of life. We get together and draw strength from our weaknesses. You must be prepared for change if you have read this far. Please leave a comment, click the like button, and remember to subscribe for more uplifting stuff. Let's go on to number 14. Recognize the risks associated with having a grasp of fortune, the perils of fortune requires a thorough examination of the human psychology, since the allure of fortune frequently conceals a dangerous undercurrent of affluence. A double-edged sword can be disconcerting in that it can lead us away from our basic beliefs and attract the dishonest people who pose as friends. It also has the power to distort our own nature. This is a critical point when moral decay can take root and silently erode our character. Epictetus. The instant we grasp this prized resource, we awaken to a new part of ourselves that we might not even know or like. The renowned Stoic philosopher forewarned us of these risks. His lessons. Timeless and profound, they serve as a reminder that genuine wealth is found in the richness of our character, rather than in our money accounts. As we navigate life's turbulent waters, we must decide whether to let fate dictate our values or to remain steadfastly rooted in the ideals that define who we really are. The solution is in waiting to be found. 15th, maintain a basic accepting. Choosing to choose what genuinely enriches your life over material possessions is what it means to be simple. Visualize yourself surrounded by luxury and fulfilling all of your desires in arms. But even in the midst of all this luxury, there's still the question, does all of this plenty actually benefit you? Or does it just require your continual focus and effort? Wealth, as Epictetus sagely observed, is a state of mind rather than a material possession. By choosing simplicity, you free yourself from the never-ending cycle of bills, loans, and credit card obligations. The quest for richness in life is the true meaning of liberation, which goes beyond financial freedom to encompass deep emotional and mental freedom. The pursuit of wealth is legitimate, but its true value is not in its possession, but rather in its purpose and the simplicity it can bring to your life. Number 16. As we delve deeper into the Stoic wisdom of Epictetus, remember that true wealth lies in experiences, relationships, and self-awareness rather than in material accumulation. Prepare yourself to face the worst. When faced with life's uncertainties, we frequently find ourselves entangled in a web of anxieties, such as the fear of losing our job, worry about our children's future, the anguish of a failing marriage, or the threat of financial ruin. Life's unpredictability can be overpowering. Every day these fears change, resulting in an endless cycle of stress. However, in the midst of this chaos, Epictetus's wisdom offers a startlingly brave perspective. He challenges us to accept that these feared events have already inspired what could be even more daunting than that. This is a radical idea, but by facing our deepest fears, it contains a profound truth. Head on, we carve a way through them so that our spirit no longer. The ability to handle life's challenges with grace and perseverance is taught in Shack-led by the whiffs. Accepting the worst may actually be our path to inner peace. Epictetus believed so, exhorting us to confront life's storms, rather than with resignation, but also with the bravery to think that we can persevere and defeat. Number 17. Don't let other people's words or attitudes rule your life. Do you ever feel like you're easily manipulated by other people's comments or feelings? Do you ever feel like your feelings are dictated by their hurtful remarks or disapproving looks? Epictetus, in his profound wisdom, reminds us that we have the ability to control our emotions in this life stage. Why let someone else's negativity control your emotional state? Yes, harsh language can hurt feelings and attitudes can cause wounds. But the truth is that when you stew in resentment or wilt under criticism, you're ceding control of your happiness. It's time to reclaim that power, not with bitterness or resentment, but with the knowledge that your happiness and serenity are yours to rule. Epictetus isn't going to sugarcoat the fact that this is a difficult path, but isn't the process of regaining your emotional independence worthwhile? Isn't it time to release those bonds and find your own rhythm? The 18th, the simple fact that there are two mouths in our body doesn't mean that this is a random occurrence. Rather, it requires conscious effort to develop the habit of listening to the joys and sorrows of those around us. Epictetus made this point when he said that we must have two mouths in order to be able to listen twice as much as we speak. It's simple to add to the cacophony, but true strength comes from knowing when to be silent and choosing to be a sympathetic ear to the world around us. By listening, we open doors to new perspectives. Listening is more than just a talent. It's a bridge to understanding, discover the complex lessons of life and establish a strong connection. Then consider whether your next statement will be meaningful, or if you are simply experiencing quiet. Recall that the most insightful lessons in life are frequently learned from the experiences of others rather than from our own. If you found value in this video and would like to see more empowering content, subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications, and show your support by leaving a like and commenting on the principle that most resonated with you. 2 more videos will play for you to watch for more in-depth wisdom exploration. I appreciate you seeing